UNCAPTURED, Episode 2. When's the last time you had a truly productive day? One where, at the end, you actually felt the weight of what you'd accomplished. A few weeks ago, I had a day that looked productive. I was at my desk by 7. I checked things off a list all day. By evening, I felt hollow. Tired in the way you feel after spending money you don't remember spending. So I tracked it. Not the tasks, the attention. Every involuntary shift of focus. Every notification I glanced at just for a second. Every tab that pulled me somewhere else for 12 minutes. The number was over 40. 40 involuntary shifts in a single day. 40 tiny withdrawals from an account I didn't know I was managing. That's what this episode is about. Not the tasks you complete, but the attention you spend without agreeing to spend it, and why you don't feel the cost until much later than you'd expect. I'm Paulin Blaise Ngweth. This is UNCAPTURED, conversations for minds that refuse to be owned. Today, we're talking about attention debt. Development. Defining attention debt. You already understand financial debt. Spend more than you have, and someone eventually asks for it back. With interest. A small unpaid balance doesn't stay small. It compounds quietly. And in the moment of spending, it feels free. The bill comes later. Attention debt works the same way, except nobody sends you a monthly statement. Here's the definition. Attention debt is the accumulated cost of every involuntary shift of focus you don't recover from before the next one happens. A single interruption isn't catastrophic. Your brain absorbs an occasional break and bounces back. The debt accumulates when interruptions come faster than your recovery, just like interest accruing faster than your payments. You feel like you're getting things done, but if the rate of interruption outpaces recovery, the balance is growing beneath the feeling of productivity. And like financial debt, there's a grace period. You don't feel the damage on day 1. You feel it on day 30, when you can't hold a single paragraph in your head, when your mind drifts to a phone that isn't even on the table. Every platform competing for your attention is engineered to make the withdrawal feel free. A notification costs nothing to glance at. That's the point. What it doesn't show you is the reorientation cost, the 20 or 90 seconds your brain needs to fully return. Multiply that by 40 shifts a day, and you see where the hours went. I want to be precise here because it matters. This is not about willpower. Attention debt is not a character flaw. It's a design outcome, the predictable result of an environment built to profit from exactly this behavior. Naming the mechanism isn't an excuse. It's the first step toward paying the debt down instead of just feeling guilty about owing it. Development. The 3 forms of attention debt. Fragmentation is the number of times your attention moves from one target to another. Not the depth of the interruption, the frequency. You're writing. A message arrives. 5 seconds. You return. 90 seconds later, you check something online, get pulled by a headline. 40 seconds gone. Repeat, and an hour produces 12 minutes of actual writing. Every fragment needs a runway to take off and a runway to land, and you pay for both. Cognitive residue is less visible, but more damaging. The mental residue that clings after you switch tasks. Think of a time someone interrupted deep work, and even after returning, it took a while to feel back in it. That lag is cognitive residue. Multitasking doesn't mean doing 2 things at once. It means doing one thing while carrying the leftover of the last one, silently taxing whatever comes next. You look back on task. Your output quality tells a different story. Decisional exhaustion compounds both. Every choice draws from the same limited reserve, however small. What to wear, whether to answer now, whether to check just for a second. Every fragmented interruption is also a decision point. Multiply that by 40, and by evening the well is dry, which is exactly why your least disciplined choices tend to happen at night. The debt calls in the balance right when you have the fewest reserves to pay it. None of these three are about how much time you spend on one activity. They're about the number of transitions, the residue they leave, and the decisions they silently demand. Closing, the 3-day attention audit. I'm not going to give you 10 habits to install this week. You cannot design a repayment plan until you know the size of the balance. Here's the one thing to do this week. For the next 3 days, track every involuntary shift of your attention. Not to fix it yet, just to see it. Every notification, every wandering thought that sends, "Hey, it's Brad!" Clear narrator for documentary. Confident, casual, rock and roll, edgy,